Hello and welcome to the Pi Guys video on deriving the quadratic formula. Today we will be generalizing the method of completing the square in order to derive a formula that can solve any quadratic equation. If the method of completing the square is unfamiliar to you, click on the link in the description for our previous video. Let's start with the standard format of a quadratic equation. ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. As we saw in our last video, we need to isolate the squared term. In order to do this, we divide both sides of the equation by a, which we show cannot be 0 because the coefficient a is what defines the quadratic equation. This reduces our equation to x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals 0. Because we do not know how to manipulate the constant to become that of a square, we can move it to the right side and add our own constant, providing us with the equation x squared plus b over ax equals negative c over a. Following the format of the square of sums, we derive the equation b over ax equals 2xy. By dividing the equation by 2x, we get y equals b over 2a. Knowing that the third term on the left is y squared, as seen in the square of sums formula, we find that y squared is b over 2a multiplied by itself, which provides us with the product b squared over 4a squared. Add this y squared value to both sides of the equation, and we get the new equation of x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared equals b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. In order to merge the fractions, they must have a common denominator. In this case, it involves converting negative c over a to negative 4ac over 4a squared by multiplying the top and bottom by 4a. Combining the right-hand side of the equation by subtraction, we get b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Using our knowledge of the square of sums formula, we can factorize the left-hand side of the equation to bracket x plus b over 2a bracket squared. Now we have the formula x plus b over 2a squared equals b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. From here, we take the root of both sides of the equation. Just like any regular number, the root can be both positive and negative, since a negative number squared will be equivalent to its positive counterpart squared. So here we have x plus b over 2a equals the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Using root laws, we can split the square root on the right-hand side into square root of b squared minus 4ac over the square root of 4a squared. We know that 4a squared is the square of 2a. Therefore, we can simplify the square root of 4a squared to 2a. Now we have the equation x plus b over 2a equals the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Subtracting b over 2a from both sides, we get x equals negative b over 2a plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Combining the fractions on the right-hand side, we are left with the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is a very important formula in mathematics. It allows you to get the solution for every single quadratic, regardless of whether it has an integer, irrational, or imaginary solution, making the formula quite worth your time to memorize. We hope you found this video on deriving the quadratic formula useful. Join us next time as we put the formula into action, showing you a variety of examples and what values to substitute. So that's it for today, and thank you very much for watching.